Hello. My name is Ijo Maduru, the CEO of Navella Couture, and I am so excited to see you in class today. Today, I'll be teaching on how I converted bouquet into this beautiful piece. You can see me rocking. Yeah, you could rock this with your shirts, your dress, to the office, to an event, and you could also use it for a piece on your hair for kids, for adults, and also if you're a milliner, you could use this on your fascinators. Yeah, you can find out as we milliners or crafters, most times we are faced with the difficulties of the exact color of flowers to use. Most times it's not in the market, but you know what, in bouquet we have them in variants of colors. So this course was initiated to be able to show you on how you can convert bouquet into floral pieces to be used as on your shirt, to be used as an headband, or to be used on your millinery products. So join me as I show you on how this beautiful thing was being achieved. See you in class. We have our bouquet. Can you see it? This is a bouquet. So we are going to take it off individually. What we need here is the petals. You see what we're going to achieve. Now you can see our petals are evenly opened. But should in case you get that you want which is not evenly opened, you could decide to use the stretcher. You see, this is closed, folded, rumpled, wrinkled. Don't fret, it can be used. You use your stretcher to stretch it out. Most times this flowers comes this way due to packaging, but when you use your stretcher, it opens up and you can use it on your piece. Can you see how opened up it is? You try to use the electric stretcher, and this electric stretcher could be found on any hair salon where they sell hair products. Now we'll be opening up our bouquet. We're going to open them up using our cutter. We'll open it up individually. Can you see it? For this, just keep it aside. We won't make use of it now. Using our pair of scissors, we're going to cut them individually. So should in case you get a flower having just single petals like this, it's fine. Some have double petals this way. It can also be used. So I purposely chose this kind of bouquet so that in case you find out yours is having two stamen joined together, two petals I mean, you could use it. So we keep on opening. We are making a big piece. What we're making is quite big. Just keep this aside. The function will be made known to you very soon. You keep dividing them, opening them up individually. So you continue that as much as you want. It depends on the size of the piece you're making. Depends on the size of the flower. Ours will be quite big. It's a large one. So we'll be needing more of this. So we're going to cut more of this, more of them, and that's it. So I had them spaced. This is the two petals and this is the individual petal. I had them spaced so that it's easy for me to access. So if yours is having one petal, you could still use that. Two petals, you could still use that. Both are functional. Next, we'll be taking our felt material. Why do we have to use felt material? Because this material absorbs glue. It absorbs the glue. Using our circumference, I'll be using this masking tape circumference. You could use any kind of circumference you want. Using our crayon, we're going to draw out a circle. Drawing out a circle, and we'll cut a perfect circle. I'll cut it out first, the portion I want to work on. Then I'll retrim it, the circular part. So you carefully trim, because this is the foundation of your flower. If you have it crooked, it's going to worry you. So make sure you have a perfect circle. This is our base. You should have a perfect circle. So we have that. Using our UHU glue, we'll be using the UHU glue to apply each petals on the base. And why are we using UHU glue rather than the hot glue? The UHU glue will give us flexibility, in the sense that you'll be able to remove and readjust. During the course of the training, you understand what I meant. Now we'll be applying that around. Watch that our petals have two sides. We have it curved up and down. So that which is curved is where we're going to apply our glue. Can you see? It's curved upwards like it's a cup. And that is how we're going to apply our glue at the tips over there. And we'll be going east, west, north and south. Now on the opposite direction, you have it placed east, west, north and south. Whenever you're working with a circular form to create a circular image, always go that way first. It gives you a perfect circle. Yeah. So what next? Now we'll be filling up the spaces. Still using a doubled petal. You see this is crooked. You could use your stretcher to stretch it out. Use your stretcher to stretch it out. Kindly be informed that Nabella Couture online courses are not to be sold to a third party, are not to be resold or used as your own personal gain. This is a property of Nabella Couture, and kindly report anybody you find doing such, probably creating a group and selling my videos as hers. Kindly report that person to Nabella Couture. And do check up on other courses we have online. So you see, we have this sitting on this sitting on that. So this has to also rest on top of this. So you see, looking at what we talked about earlier on, the UHU glue, you see, we're able to remove that petal easily and replace, like readjust it to where it's meant to be. So like I mentioned earlier, we have other courses online. So you could check out more of our courses by giving us a WhatsApp message, and other courses which we have available online will be sent to you. Repeating the same thing, watch closely. We have to let this also sit on top. Perfect. Can you see the arrangement? The arrangement is very important, so kindly take notes of how the petals were arranged. And also take note on where I am applying my glue. You see, when it sits, it becomes like a cup shape, cupped upwards. Yeah, and that will be our last for the first row. That will be our last for the first row. You do your proper rearrangements. You arrange it properly. So using our scissors now, I'll be showing you something. You see this work now right here is very flat, like flat. But we want to have this effect, like this 3D effect. So we're going to be cutting that part that is open with our scissors. Watch carefully. We'll be cutting this part with our scissors right through a little to the middle, and we'll let it overlap. You apply your glue just at the tip over there. And you let it overlap. This gives that 3D effect, like a shootout. Like you see it protruding, looking at you. Looking real, coming to life. Can you see that look? Than it being flat. So we're going to continue with our second layers. Can you see how it looks? It's no longer flat, but like a 3D. Next, we'll be having the second layer. Applying the second layer. We're putting our glue. Remember, we have it positioned up, curved. You see it that way. You put in your glue. And watch how I'm going to position this. Watch the positioning. Can you see where it's being positioned? It should sit right there at the middle. Right there at the middle. And you continue that way. And we'll be having this about 3 layers. After the first, the second, we are the second now. We'll have the third one. You proceed overlapping it, making sure it overlaps, and you continue that way. Can you see how it looks? So for this center now, you know I told you we were going to come back to it. I'll show you what the function is. We'll be having that sit right there in the middle. So we'll have it stretched. The petals looks a bit rumpled. We'll have it stretched out. I'll place it right there in the middle, applying a little glue. Place it right there in the middle. Can you see what we've achieved so far? Now we'll be applying our stamen inside. You could either use stones or whatever, but for this course we'll be using the stamen. And I'm going to show you how to insert your stamen. You take out the quantity in which you want to use, how bulky you want it, how much you want it in. Then you rearrange it. Make sure they are equal as much as possible. You add more. So now you'll be using your wire. You could use any binding wire, any kind of wire. I prefer using wire than the fishing line. Any wire could go. You cut it off and we position it at the center. We are tying the center. Make sure you leave a space and you wrap it around the center. My stamen seems to be small for me. I think I'm going to add more to it. It doesn't look so full as I want. It doesn't look so full. Nah. Let me add more. I want to add more of my stamen. So we'll be adding more stamen to it. To give it that full look. The wrap at the center. Make sure it's at the center. You twist. And now to bring them together, we'll be using the hot glue. We'll put the hot glue right there at the center. This helps to bring the stamen together. So can you see what was achieved? We've been able to put them together. Wherever you see there's a loophole, you still apply a little of the glue there and you seal up. Make sure you exert pressure to it. Next, we'll be punching a hole right there at the middle. Right there at the middle. We use our scissors. You create a hole just at the center. And you pass it through to sit in the middle. Wow, it's looking already beautiful. Can you see it? Wow, that's awesome. So for this place, we just have to twist it. You see why I like using the wire compared to the fishing line? You just twist it and it sits and stays in place. Can you see it? Beautiful, beautiful. Wow. Can you see how beautiful it is? So we are going to cover up the back, repeating the same process. We're going to create a circular base, but this time around, when we're going to cut off, we're going to leave a bit of an allowance. We're going to leave a bit of an allowance compared to the first one, which we had cut out. You see, we want it a little bit above the other one. Trim it out to be above, leaving a little bit of allowance. Applying our UHU glue. You smear the UHU glue around it. You put enough of the glue. Then you use it gently, carefully. You cover up the back. Try as much as possible to avoid stains. This is the final finishing, so it has to be beautiful and clean. You exert pressure on it just to seal it up. You seal it up clean, nicely. avoid stains. Next, we are going to be applying a clip right at the back. It's going to be like a 2-in-1 clip. Can you see your piece, how beautiful it is? We'll be applying a clip to it. This is a 2-in-1 clip. It can serve as a pin for the shirts and also a clip for your hair. A pin for the shirts. Can you see the pin? So for a big size flower like that, you have to use a big, it comes in sizes. This 2-in-1 clip comes in sizes. So request for the big one. It shouldn't be placed at the center but upwards a little bit, and not this way. The pin shouldn't be down, no, or the clip up. The pin has to be up first, then the clip down. Applying our hot glue. You put in enough hot glue, and the glue has to be fluid, very hot. And you position it at the top, not in the middle, right there at the top. That is where it should be positioned. Then you allow it to cool off. Can you see how it is? Allow it to cool off before trying it on. And this is our final piece. You can also use glitters to embellish it. Just, can you see? You can individually use the glitters to embellish the petals before arranging them. Can you see? To give it an effect, something different from the norm. You could also use stones, rhinestones. Can you see how I apply my glitters? These glitters already comes with a glue in it. You could get them for the glitters, you could find them where they sell wedding items. Yes, where they sell wedding items, you can find it there. Can you see? With the glitters, it gives a unique, nice effect. So it's all about crafting, bringing out your own uniqueness in crafting. Thanks for watching.